Hey everyone, it's Ann from Craft Fantastic, and today we're making just this lovely loaded charm bracelet. I love the way it moves. I mean, it just, it's the duo, or the Dangle duo side bracelet. And it's chock full of charms, and you can put as many on as you want, or as few, or this is cute, like doing just two, like the two different sizes, and I'll put it down at the end of the bracelet. And this bracelet chain is nice. It's very, very adjustable. I mean, you can, wherever you hook it is the size of the wrist, and then you have this cute little fob sort of hanging down. And this is about standard wrist size is about 7.5. My wrist is a little bit larger. Some people have a smaller wrist. That's why this chain is nice. So this is clipped rather at the 7.5. All right, so now we're gonna design our bracelet, and this is tricky. Anytime you have different colors and you have lots of pieces, I always think it's a good idea to sort of figure out the order of things. Like I didn't want too much turquoise and blues over here or whatever, so I kind of spread it out. This is the 16mm size, our mini size trays, and these are the tiny trays. And what I did is I did 4 of the mini size, and then did 5 of the tiny, but you can do it in whatever order you feel like. But I've sort of got this laid out the way I want this to be. And so now let's get started making our glass pieces. Okay, so now we're going to make one of our charms. And many of you already know how to do this. You can fast forward through this, but, and keep in mind that this image sheet is for both small and mini. So notice how it's a little bit larger, and that's actually fine. What I tell people to do is kind of move things around on the image. So you can always have a larger image, but it's kind of fun to sort of create your frame or whatever. So I want the word create to be in the center. And I'm just gonna use our fantastic glaze and glue, which is fabulous. Doesn't turn yellow, doesn't really bubble. And I'm gonna try to get in here. And this is where it really comes alive. I was talking to my studio mate here today, and she brought up how wonderful it is when you actually see the glass attached to the image. So now I'm just gonna clean up around the edge. You wanna work on a hard surface. I like to use Q-tips to clean up. You can use a paintbrush. I mean, there's lots of different things that you can use, but we've found that Q-tips work the best. So because this is the duo side tray, I'm making 2 glass pieces or glass cabs to go into the tray. And I think I want to see a little bit of the edge of this flower petal here. So I'm sort of doing this off to the side, just like that. And I'm going to clean up around the edge here. And then I'm going to trim them. And when you trim, you want to trim right up against the edge of the glass. And usually if I'm not making this for like a video, I'm gonna trim this when it's completely dry. It just makes, there's less problems with the glass if you do it like that. So I've got one trimmed, and I'm just gonna push that down and a little, yep. And then I'll trim this guy. And again, I'm just going around. And if you get a little paper on the edge, you're not gonna see it when you put it into the tray. Okay, there we go. So you've got your 2 cabs, and look at how they really pop. And look at how they magnify the words. I mean, it's pretty wild how that all works. So I don't need my scrap paper any longer. And now I'm going to create my charm. And of course, I'm using the fantastic sticky dots. And they come on a sheet in a 4-pack. But what I'm gonna do, actually with this one, I'm going to use a full-size dot. But if you're doing the tiny trays, what you're gonna do is you're gonna just cut quarters, just like this. And that's how you would make your tiny tray. So you can do the dots to the size of the tray, but this will fit perfectly. These really hold up. So I'm just burnishing that in. And then I'm gonna peel off the little orange liner. And this can be a little tricky. Sometimes I use my jewelry pliers to do that. And the first one I'm gonna put in is this one, and I think I want it to look like this. Move it around, see where you think it looks good. All right, just like that, there's one. And now you're gonna flip it over, and you're going to, and again, as I said, the duo side tray is my favorite tray of all the trays. If I had to pick one tray, I would choose the duo side. Just because it's kind of unusual and it's kind of unexpected, and you can, you can have different, like you can go yes, no, you can do a lot of different things. Now this is trickier because you want to get the word sort of in here straight, and so you just push that in, and you really push down on it. Now that is not going anywhere, and that is your first little charm. Okay, so now I've got to lay everything out. My charms are done, and I chose to do the same color on both sides, words facing in one direction and the design on the back. And I also, when I arranged it, I wanted to make sure that they sort of made sense in terms of, I wanted to look random, but also uniform. I didn't want it to match up or anything like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the third ring in. So I'm including the ring. And this is I love this chain. So we're starting where the clasp is. And then we've got the ring that attaches the chain to the clasp. And then I'm gonna go 2 rings in, and I'm gonna attach the first piece to, so it's 3 rings or 2 rings, depending on how you look at it. And we're gonna use our jump rings, and I'm gonna show you how to do this jump ring. Super easy. You have to use 2 pairs of pliers, and you hold with one and twist with the other, and you're just opening it up side to side, right? You're not pulling it apart, you're opening it up side to side. And I'm going to grab my ring, and I'm going to attach and make sure the word is going in the right direction. And you might have to take things apart here and there if you mess up. When I'm putting together a charm bracelet, and if I want it uniform, sometimes you don't. I do sometimes have to go back and put things together. So, all right, so the next one is going to be the larger size. And I want enough distance between them that they're not like overlapping each other. Sometimes you do want things to overlap. You could also do something cute where you just put them together like this on the same link, and then you just clasped your bracelet, and then you would just have a single charm or a single piece hanging off, well, 2 pieces, but hanging off the end of your bracelet. So what I'm gonna do is, because I want this to lay flat, I'm gonna count 4 rings off this one. So I'm not counting the one that I used, so I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna grab another jump ring, and I'm gonna open it up. And then I'm gonna grab my the ring that I wanna use, and I'm gonna make sure that I've got the word facing in the right direction. And then I'm gonna close up my jump ring. And if I did this right, and sometimes I don't, it's all gonna lay flat. Yeah, so you can see. So again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the next one, and I'm not gonna count the one that I used. I'm just going to the right of it. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get my jump ring. I'm going to open it up. And then I'm gonna grab that ring, or that link. And I'm going to make sure the word is going in the right direction. And I'm going to close up this jump ring. And let's see how this looks. This is starting to come together. It's very cute. Look at that. Okay, so now I'm going to go put the rest of it together. Okay, so I've got everything attached, and look at how cute this is. It's very even going across. I was careful about my color choices. And on the back, you've got your cute little, so it looks good from either side. Let's see if I can do that. Look at how cute that side is. And then you can attach it anywhere you want along the chain. So if you've got a tiny wrist, you go close. If you've got a larger wrist, you go, as long as you want. And it's really a cute little bracelet. And again, this is my favorite tray. I mean, this little rounded ball of glass, basically. I just love, and it's sort of hard to see on the website how cool these are, but in the video you can really see. And again, you could add more. You could just go with one. It's very cute with one. But this is week's Weekend Designer, and I hope you have a fantastically creative day.
Great, thank you.
Okay.